Wow, look at that.
Good, huh?
What a setting. Where were you?
We were in Dubai, actually, in the deserts of Dubai.
And is it on a planet?
It's a planet on the other side of the universe, yes.
Excellent. And double-decker bus is there?
Double-decker bus, which we had to ship out, yes. Obviously, quite a few weeks in advance. You don't get many London Routemaster buses in the United Arab Emirates.
Not so good on the sand.
No, no. So we shipped it out about 2 months early. But you'll have seen there, it's a bit knackered.
No.
It was being taken off the container boat, and they dropped a container carton on top of it and smashed it up.
Now, even though the location was quite glamorous, and I'm sure you've got lots of stories, so many people have been texting and emailing in, saying that they are going to really miss you as the Doctor.
Oh, well, that's very
I don't know what you want to say to them right now, and how was it an emotional time filming the last?
We're still filming them. I'm filming my finale story right now. Actually, we're right in the middle of it, so we've still got a good few weeks to go.
Have you cried? Have you got emotional?
It is. Well, when I read the script, it was quite an emotional moment, and there are a few emotional moments, obviously, in the telling of that story. But it's been a fantastic time, and I'm having a ball doing it. And it's the end is now, but you know, I've still got a good way to go, and it'll be till the end of the year before I'm actually finished. So.
I know, but
you'll be bored of me by then, honestly.
Oh
I
yeah, right,
you.
of course.
Now, I read that you had a break to do some theatre and some other things, and when you came back to the role, you kind of had forgotten a little bit how your Doctor Who was.
Only that
right?
first read-through back, I just couldn't remember how to do the voice, because obviously the Doctor doesn't speak like I speak. And it just took me a minute or two to get back into it, but you know, I think the first day I put the costume on, it all just seemed to slot back into place.
Why does the Doctor not speak as you speak normally?
It was just
why isn't he Scottish?
Yeah, it was just what was always asked of me when I took over. Russell T Davies, our head writer and executive producer, it was just what he had in mind, so I never really thought about it.
Yeah, we've had people asking why he's Scottish, why he isn't Scottish, and with the accent. Have you found that difficult, or do you now just slip back into it?
I kind of slip into it fairly. I mean, it's been 4 years now, so it's fairly second nature. Yeah.
Lots of snogging you've done. There was
Not
well, no, we saw it there,
Not
didn't we?
lots.
More. I'm trying to think now. I don't remember any of the previous
More than
Doctor
John
Who's.
Pertwee did.
Yes, a lot more than John Pertwee.
Yes.
What? How come?
I can't help it if the ladies of the universe are flinging themselves at me. Can I? It's not. You know, it's just part of the job I have to. It's usually not a sexual thing with the Doctor. He's a fairly asexual character.
So what's with the kissing then?
Well, either it's a genetic transfer, as it was once, or you know, these women just can't quite help themselves.
But you know, sparing
your
blushes. I mean, the reality is that all those previous Doctor Who's were not in any way sex symbols, were they? They were interesting characters, quirky, funny. People liked them. But you have changed that, haven't you?
Oh, that.
OK, you're not going to answer that.
No.
Well, let me give you a more specific question. Pete in Surrey wants to know, who was the best kisser for you, Billy Piper or Kylie Minogue? Or you can pick another one if the name isn't there.
I mean, can you imagine the trouble I'd get into if I answered that question?
I think it's only fair that you answer your fans' questions.
I think it's only gentlemanly for me to say they were both equally good in very different ways.
Oh, very
OK,
good.
let me help you out. Robert from Swindon wants to know a more practical one. Out of all the creatures that you and your past selves have encountered, what or who was the scariest?
You see, I don't like to pick favourites like that. I think they're all, you know, they're all exciting and scary and thrilling. And the scariest is whatever you find scariest. It's very subjective, isn't it? What makes us frightened?
What do you find scary in real life?
I'm not a fan of a rodent.
Right.
I don't like a rodent.
No, nobody likes rodents, really. Tell me, do you get a lot of... I mean, you must get loads of people, kids come up to you, and are you able to go out in public and sort of be normal without people coming up and saying, oh, it's the Doctor, do you get a lot of that? You must do.
Yeah, a fair bit, but you get used to going certain places and, you know, doing things in a certain way, I suppose. Life does have to be adapted to slightly, I suppose. When
there is a kind of a unique buzz about Doctor Who, isn't there? Particularly at the moment. I mean, you know, even in this place this morning, and it isn't true of many people that there's someone coming in and people get excited.
Well, Gordon Brown doesn't get that when he arrives, no?
Well,
not quite the same way.
Probably not quite the same reaction, really. I mean, obviously a different thing, but.
Well, I think there is something peculiar to Doctor Who. There's something about its kind of cross-generational, cross-cultural thing that is quite specific, and there aren't many things And that's to do with the show and the brilliant central idea, really.
Is it true that when you were... I went and had a look at some stuff, and I know it's not always accurate online.
If it's online, it must be true.
It must be true.
That's a rule.
And I'm sure you've Googled yourself from time to time as well, haven't you?
I think that way madness lies, though,
it does happen. It does happen.
Yeah.
Is it true, I read somewhere, that you wanted to be Doctor Who when you were 3 years old, and that's when you decided to be an actor? Is that
Didn't everyone? Yeah, no, absolutely. I remember watching John Pertwee turn into Tom Baker and thinking that was the most extraordinary thing I'd ever seen.
Really?
And being completely captivated from that moment on, yeah.
And
I was 3 then, so...
That's incredible. And your surname, there's a great story to your surname as well.
Well, is there a great story? I mean, it's a bit more mundane than it often gets reported. The thing is, with the Actors Union, there's a rule that every actor has to have their own a unique name. So if you have a name, my name's David MacDonald, and if that name already exists in the books of equity, then you have to give yourself a unique brand. So yeah, I had to change my name when I was 16, and I went for my equity card.
Yeah, but it's why Tennant came up. That's that's what you've avoided.
If you're 16, you think, where do you look to find a name? Where do you go? So I looked in the copy of Smash Hits that I was reading at the time, and came up with a couple of options from there. And so I am sort of named after Neil Tennant from the Pet Shop Boys.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably just as well you chose that, because it could have been any number of other less appropriate.
Yeah, it could have been David Lamal, David Kajagugu.
That's got a ring to it.
It does, doesn't it?
Maybe you could fall back on that one. So let's talk about post Doctor Who. What will happen then?
I have no idea. I genuinely don't know. I'm just keeping my options open at the moment.
Okay. I mean, because you've obviously been doing theatre.
Yeah.
During Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And you've been loving that.
Yeah, that was great. And kind of that's more what I've done, really. That's sort of more my default way of being in the theatre, really. The whole telly thing's been quite a recent, the last few years thing for me. So I'm sure there'll be some more theatre at some point in the future.
And can you give us any clues about the end of your Doctor Who run and the regeneration and the new Doctor Who? Can you tell us anything about that?
No.
Okay.
Because that's the fun of it, isn't it? You know, we're filming them at the moment. They are some of the best scripts we've ever had. It's very exciting. There's some amazing guest stars, some of whom, you know, we've been filming in the streets of Cardiff this week, and some of our guest stars have already been leaked. There are some even bigger ones that people don't know about yet. It's very exciting.
And
the
what
new
about,
Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Matt Smith takes over. I think he starts filming in July, although you won't see any of his stuff till next year.
And have you had conversations with him, or have you deliberately?
No, we've had a chat, and I'm sure we will again. But he's very excited. I think he's a great choice, and he's very up for it and ready to go.
What advice have you got for him? I mean, like, you've spent 5 years playing Doctor Who.
Probably four really. But I don't think you can give anyone advice about stuff like that, can you? I think you've just got to. It's such a unique, mad time of life that he's got coming. I think he'll probably just have to experience it for himself.
Is he braced for it?
I think he is. Yeah. And there's a lot of great people around him. So.
Are you planning on
fine.
nicking anything off the set?
Not really. It's quite well nailed down. You know what I mean?
Really?
Those props are worth quite a lot of money, and of course the series carries on, so I can't exactly take it with me.
It's great that it's been reinvented the way it has, isn't it? I mean, it seems to have happened so quickly. It did kind of disappear for a while, didn't it? Literally off our screen.
It was off the screen for
a long time.
I mean, there was an attempt to revive it in '96, but that didn't really work out. So it's been off since the end of the '80s. Yeah.
It does seem strange that it did sort of die a death for a while, doesn't it? Given what's happened now.
Things, but it's a great idea, and these great ideas like Tarzan, like Sherlock Holmes, they'll always come around again. And we had Russell T Davies, who's television's best writer, so we had him to rejuvenate it and do his brilliance, sprinkle his magic dust.
So tonight, when it's on tonight, do you actually watch yourself back? Will you be watching these specials
tonight? I probably will tonight, because it's on high def for the first time.
Brilliant.
So it's on the BBC HD channel for the first time, which I'm quite excited about.
We're done for time now, but you're doing some radio, aren't you, this morning?
I'm hosting Jonathan Ross's show. He's off for Easter, so Catherine Tate and I are going to try and be DJs for 3 hours from 10 o'clock, which is... that could go wrong. That could all go...
It's all live.
We'll just play another record.
Yeah. No, it'd be brilliant. What time is that?
10 o'clock, Radio 2.
Go straight there now. Thank you.
But 6:45 tonight on BBC One and BBC HD. You probably want to watch that.
It's...
Lovely to see you here today. Thank you.
Definitely.
Thanks for having me.
It's David BBC Tennant today, isn't it? Really?
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Doctor Who, The Planet of the Dead, is on BBC One tonight, as David said, at 6:45 this evening.